Welcome to all. In yesterday's session, we have discussed about the introduction to the pointers and how to declare the pointers and how to initialize the pointers. And we have learned about how to access the pointers in C language. So in this session, we shall discuss on pointer arithmetic. So here pointer arithmetic means the pointer variables are used for the addition and subtraction. That means two variables we can use for adding and subtracting, and we can also use these pointers for increment and decrement also. And in pointers, the multiplication and division is not allowed in the pointers, but the most commonly used pointer arithmetic is incrementing the value by 1. So let us consider this example program. Here I have declared the string called von Neumann. So first I will print the string as it is, that is string before incrementing. So %s, ptr. So in this statement you will get the output as von Neumann. If I increment the pointer ptr plus plus, so after increment the string will get printed as on Neumann. That means v will get removed because of this incrementation. So here, that means in the first previous statement we have printed the string as it is without any incrementing, but if we increment the pointer by plus plus, the pointer which was pointing to the letter capital V, which is moved to the small letter O. So after increment you will get the string as on Neumann. So V will be removed. Next, let us see the another program. So here I have used array called digits, and it has of 4 elements 2, 4, 6, 8, and I have declared one pointer ptr, and initially I have assigned array value digits to the pointer. That means digits, it has a starting address of the array, it is assigned to the pointer. So first I will print the value before increment. So that is %t, star ptr, you will get that as 2. If I increment the pointer with plus plus, so if I print after increment the pointer value %t, you will get that as 4. That means before the pointer was pointing to the initial letter of the that is initial element of the array 2. If I increment that by 1 means the array, the pointer is moved to the next element of the array, that is 4. The same is printed in the output. Next, let us see the operations on pointers. As we have learned how the pointer operations can be carried out, means we can use pointer addition, pointer subtraction, and pointer increment and decrement is allowed in the pointers. And along with that, next concept is pointers and arrays. So first we shall learn the relationship between arrays and pointers. So before going to this topic, we shall know the concepts of arrays in C and pointers in C. Already you have learned about the pointers. Now let us see the concepts of arrays. As you know that array, it is a collection of similar elements. Now I have declared one example array int arr 5, which is having 5 elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So here if I consider base address as 1000, it is of integer array. So every element of array takes 2 bytes of memory. So the array elements will get stored like this. The first element of the array of 0, will be stored at the address 1000, and array of 1, it is stored at the address 1002, because the array is of type integer. So 2 bytes of memory is added to the previous address 1000. So the second element of array is stored in the address called 1002, and the third element is stored at address 1004, and fourth element is at address 1006, and the last element, that is fifth element of the array, is stored at address 1008. So like this the array elements will get stored in the memory, and here array is the name of the element and the first ARR of 0, that is first element of the array, it acts as a pointer. It is stored in the that is the first element of the array A of 0, it acts as the address for the entire array. That is nothing but it stored in the pointer value. Next, let us see the pointer to array. That means how arrays can be accessed using pointers. So let us consider the example. Here in this example program, I have declared an array of 3 elements, A of 3, 1, 2, 3, and one pointer star p. So as previously I told, the starting address of the array A is stored. That is nothing but the starting element, it holds the entire address of the array. So the A is the name of the array. It holds the entire address of the array. It is initialized to the pointer p, and I have used the for loop, that is int I is equal to 0, I less than 3 and I plus plus. Then within the for loop I will print %t comma star p. I will increment the pointer p plus plus. So once I increment one time, then the next element will get printed, that is 2, and again it incremented and last element 3 will be printed. The output for this program will becomes 1, 2, 3. That is nothing but by incrementing the pointer value plus plus, that is p plus plus, I am printing the array elements, that is 1, 2, 3 like this. So let us see some printf statements in this example with the pointers. That means how pointers are used in this. That means instead of star p, we can replace different values in the star p place. For example, if I use printf %t comma a of I, so it prints the array by incrementing the index. That means if you want to print all the elements, just I can put a of I in the printf statement. Next statement, printf %t comma I of a. So it is same as the previous one. It will also print the elements of array. Next, if I use the statement %t comma a plus I, this will print address of all the array elements. So previously we was printing the values, but if I use a plus I, then I will print the address. Next, if I use the statement star a plus I, this will print the value of array element. That is nothing but in previous example, the array value was 1, 2, 3. Like this, it will get printed. Next, if I use printf %t comma star a, it will print the value of a of 0. That is nothing but star a, it represents the first element, initial element of the array. Like this, we can replace star p with the different values like this. Star a plus I, it is same as a plus I. That means a of I, it prints all the elements of the array. Instead of a of I, we can use star a plus I, that is pointer. Like this, we can use pointer in the arrays. Next, let us see how the pointers are used to multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array means, just I have considered one two-dimensional array, a of ij. Here a is the array name, I and j are the two indexes. And initially I and j was initialized to 0, 0. So that is nothing but the first, the address of the array will be stored at a of 0, 0. The syntax for accessing these elements becomes star star a plus I plus j. Like by using this syntax, we can access the two-dimensional array using pointers. Next is array of pointers. So pointers are very helpful in handling character arrays with rows of varying lengths. So here I am considering two arrays with different types of arrays. First I have initialized the array, that is single dimensional array. I have used character star name, that is 3. 3 names I have declared, Adam, Cheris and Daniel. And the same names are stored using two-dimensional array, that is size 3 into 20, Adam, Cheris and Daniel. So in this diagram, just I have represented the arrays with using points and without using pointers. If I use the pointers, The array looks like this. First name Adam is stored at the first letter A, and second name Cheris is stored at the letter C, and third name Daniel, it is stored at letter 3. So the only 3 locations for pointers which will point to the first character of their respective strings. Here that is nothing but only 3 locations is enough to store the 3 values. But if we don't use the pointers, so the array looks like this. 2-dimensional means we will be having rows and columns. Here I have declared 3 rows and 20 columns. So in this diagram you can see 3 rows. In first row the Adam, Cheris and Daniel. Like this we can store the array name in the 2-dimensional array. Here it requires, for Adam it requires minimum of 4 blocks of memory. For Cheris it requires 5 blocks. For third name Daniel it requires 6 blocks of memory. So like this it uses more memory compared to pointers. Without using pointers the arrays will consume more memory. So that's why we are using pointers to access the arrays. The next concept is pointer to a array. Here pointer to pointer or double pointer. Here pointers are used to store the address of other variables of similar data type. That means pointers are used to store the similar data type addresses. But if you want to store the address of a pointer variable, then you again need a pointer to store it. That means here address is also a numbers. So pointers are usually used to store the address. For example, if we store one pointer variable address in another pointer variable, then it is called as pointer to pointer or double pointer. And it is, for example, int double star p1. Here the two indirection operator star star, it represents the pointers to pointer. So if you want to store the address of this variable p1, that is double star p1, then the syntax of this pointer becomes int star 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 p2. Let us see the example of pointer to pointer. Here I have initialized one variable a is equal to 10, and I have used 2 pointers, that is star p1 and pointer to pointer star star p2. So initially I will store the address ampersand a, address of a to the p1, and address of p1, that is pointer address p1 to p2 variable. Okay, then first I will print the address of a, that is ampersand a. Next address of p1, then address of p2 ampersand p2, then value at the address stored by p2, that is star p2, then value at the address stored p1, that is star p1, and value of star star p2, that is stored in star star p2, then return 0, then close the bracket. So let us see the output of this program. So address of A 2686724, it depends on the system, it may vary. And then address of P1 2686728, then address of P2 is 2686732. Value at the address stored by P2 is equal to 2686724, and value at the address stored by P1 is equal to 10. Value of star P2 is equal to 10. Let us see the explanation of this program. So here the system default allocated the address 2686728 to P2 and 2686724 to P1, and variable A value is 10. So P2 address is 2686732 and the value is 2686728. P1 address is 2686728, the value of P1 is 2686724. The value of variable A is 10, the address of this variable A is 2686724. So like this all the values will get printed. Here P1 pointer variable can hold only the address of the variable A, and P2 variable can hold the address of the variable P1. It cannot hold the address of the variable A. Star P2, it gives the value at an address stored by the P2 pointer, and P2 stores the address of the P1 pointer and the value of the address P1. So that is address of the variable A, and star P2 prints the address of A. Here star P2, double star P2, it is the pointer to pointer. It will print the value of the pointer star p2 that has a string, that is nothing but 10.